Hello, my wonderful friends. Megas with you on a beautiful day in Asha. And I was out here in the meadow and setting up the camera, and a little mama deer and her baby just walked right out of these trees here. It is so adorable. And my friends, how blessed are we to live this amazing life. And we're going to be doing something new. I'm going to start putting these videos out every Tuesday, 12 o'clock Pacific time. So please hit that bell notification so you know when the new video comes up. And if you do me a favor right now, please hit the like button and leave your comment. My friends, today's video, I'm going to entitle it, How Soon the Priest Becomes Enemy of the Prophet. And I'll tell you why, because there's a huge difference from the message of the prophets that you see in the masters and the priest and the books and the religions that follow their teaching. And I want to discuss that. It's really been on my heart for a couple days. And what I've been thinking about is, what is success in this life? Is it something that we ourselves determine? Is it something society determines and then rewards you with money or with medals on your chest, or is it a God, when we leave time, space, and the earth here, that judges us good or bad? And I'll tell you what brought this on. I was thinking about war, okay? And there's always two sides, right? There's that warrior, and then there's the peace protester you see with the flowers, and and there's such two drastic sides. And so I started thinking it probably depends on your idea of God, of whether you're a success or a failure. If you get to heaven, or leave this time space and go back to your God, what is your God? If he's a warrior, like you see in all the world religious texts, the Gita, right, with Arjuna and Krishna, in the Bible with Jehovah, he was a warring God, and that was to be celebrated, to be a warrior. Are the teachings of Jesus, of love your enemy, don't stone the woman caught in adultery, right? The stories of Zarathustra, teaching the all-loving God that has no attributes of the evil spirit, doesn't hate, war, and kill. So that you see that drastic difference of what the prophets and the masters taught, and what the priest and the Gita taught, and the Bible taught, and the Quran taught, and what the priests teach, and even what society deems not only acceptable, but actually celebrated, right? Jesus said, love your enemy, to turn the other cheek, but we celebrate the warriors, and we have an idea of a warring God. And I mean, look at all the stories, guys. I went to Bible college, and if you weren't a good warrior, you were a bad person. I was in the army, and they teach you to kill. They said the average person, when they're in battle, they'll shoot into the ground because they don't want to hurt anybody. And so they actually teach you to make yourself to shoot those people to kill. But they tell you you're doing it for God, you're doing it for country, for your family. Are you doing it for God? And which God? Is it the God of the masters, of Jesus and Zarathustra, or is it the God of the matrix world religions? And then you have to kind of decide for yourself, well, which one is real for you? And most people don't take the time to do this because they're too busy. I mean, they take you as a child, and you got to go to school all day long, and then you got homework, and then you get your career, and then you got to buy a home and mortgage and cars and insurance, and you got to keep your marriage together, and you got to take the kids to school and to their sporting events, and then you got medical things, and I mean, they're just busy. You don't really have time to sit down and think a lot of these big questions. And so it's so easy for them just to feed you a religion, give you some stories. Here's your religion. You're Christian, you're Muslim, you're Hindu, and they give you a book. Here's what we believe, and this is what your God looks like. This is what you look like, and you just take it because it's easy that way. We don't really take the time to think, wait a minute, these teachings, these books, is completely different of what the masters taught, the prophets themselves taught. And that's why I wanted to entitle this message, How Quickly the Priests Become Enemies of the Prophets, because they change the message, and they changed the books, and nobody questions it. But I did. When I was in Bible college, I questioned the stories in the Bible, and I was saying, this is going against not only what Jesus taught, but what's inside of my heart. The story in the Gita, it was Arjuna, and he was looking across the battlefield, and he's thinking, I don't want to go in and kill my friends and family that I see across those lines. I'd rather let all the kingdom go. And apparently, in the story, Krishna, which is supposed to be God incarnate, told him, don't worry about it. Go against your conscience. This is all just Maya. Do your duty. And you see that in the Bible stories. You go in, kill the men, women, and children. It goes against our consciousness, our heart, and the Masters never taught us to go against our heart, my friends. And I believe that's how the Matrix keeps us bound, by changing who God is, by changing what the Masters taught us, and they create this religion that they feed to us. And you know what? Everyone's got to decide for themselves, though. And for myself, I just decided, what could I live with myself? When I get to the end of my life, I would feel better if I lived by the teachings of the Masters, of being unconditional love, and being a peaceful person. And I'll tell you what brought me such peace is the Magi. I'm sure many of you have heard about the three Magi that came and worshiped the Christ child and brought him gold, frankincense, and myrrh, but very little is mentioned about him. It says in Matthew that the Jewish people were afraid when they heard the Messiah was born, but the Magi, the Zoroastrian priests, came and worshiped him. And I wanted to know, who are the Zoroastrian priests? And I looked it up, my friends. They believed in the loving Father, in all good God that couldn't hate, war, kill, and destroy. And my friends, that's the same God that Jesus taught. It's the loving Father. It's all good. It has no attributes of the evil spirit. Can't send evil, can't do evil, because it's against his nature, my friends. And that brought me such hope. And so what I want to do today is maybe bring you hope if you've had questions about that. And in our holy book, Asha, it says in Asha 11, if your vessel is mixed with poison, pour it out and fill it with pure substance. My friends, our vessel, our minds and our bodies, if it's filled with poisons and lies, we need to pour it out. And the easiest way to do that, my friends, is just be vulnerable to God. Say, I don't have it all figured out. I know what my religion taught me, my parents have told me, my priest has told me, but I don't have it all figured out. And you lay down your stories and your idea of who God is and what this life is, and you say, good Spirit, God, you show me, my friends, and he will. He'll resonate that truth in your heart, because it's already in you. That seed is in you. You come from good Spirit. You're made of good Spirit, my friends. You're a creator. You're created in his image. You have that God mind inside of you, and he'll connect you to that highest truth that we call Asha. But you have to pour out your vessel. Asha 12 says it beautifully. It says, I've spent too long looking outside myself, looking for meaning, purpose, affirmation, approval, love, truth, happiness, and God, just to find myself ever searching. So I quiet all the many thoughts. And here's what I want you to get right here. I quiet all the many thoughts and ideas and stories. What I did with this, my friends, I saw myself just handing them to God. Here's what they've shown me. Here's what they've told me. Here's what they said is truth. Here's what they said is God. I give it to you right now to hold, God. And then I ask you to fill me with truth. And my friends, some stuff's going to go away, but the things that are real and truth are going to stay with you. So it's nothing to be afraid of. So it says we quiet all those many thoughts and ideas and stories, and we go inside into our heart of hearts, and it says, there I see Jesus, or if you're Zoroastrian, Seoshant, or Messiah, the Savior is inside of us. And it says, then I realize there's no separation from my God. We are one. My friends, you and God are one. A perfect creator had a perfect idea, and you're his perfect idea. This world is his perfect idea, and we just have to come back into alignment with that idea. And it says, all the truth and happiness I was looking for is here now. My friends, we're restoring God's image. back to the all good God, and we're allowing him to restore it. Instead of us telling God what he is or looks like, or what we get from a book or a preacher or a teacher, we're letting God's Spirit show us who he is, who we are, and what this world is meant to be. And for myself, what I found is that he's all good. He doesn't hate, war, and kill, and destroy. And then it gives us an idea of how we can live. We're not confused. Am I supposed to be a warrior? You know, am I supposed to do my duty and go in and kill? And my friends, I've done so much counseling with people that have been in wars and post-traumatic stress. And I'll tell you what, when they come back, it doesn't look like it was the right choice, the right decision. We need to start hearing from Spirit himself, and then living by our own conscience, our own heart, and you'll find it's always good. It's the highest good. God means the highest principle of good. If in your heart of hearts the idea that they've given you of God isn't the highest principle of good, unconditional love, peace, joy, kindness, you may have gotten a wrong version from a priest, written by a man. But my friends, Spirit has given us a book inside our heart of hearts, and it's unconditional love, peace, joy, and kindness. My friends, it's all good. Guys, I love you so much. If you like what we do here, please share it with someone. Know I love you, and we'll see you next Tuesday.